Rushing Forward Adventures back to you with another adventure. My daughter called me today and said something about her car not running right and missing and didn't have any power, and so the little one is back. Had to go up there and get it on the trailer, and it definitely it's not firing on all 6 cylinders, but anyway, it ran good enough to get it up there on the trailer. It does definitely have a check engine light, and it's dumping fuel because I can smell it. So I don't know if injector's gone out of it, EGR valve stuck open, or what, but she's going to be borrowing my Envoy here, so I pulled it up here so she could get the stuff she needs to transferred over into the Envoy here, and she'll be driving that for a few days until I can get this and figured out. I don't think it's anything serious, but been a good car, but just, you know, with age things happen, so we'll get it off here. And as you can see, the leaves are changing, not quite in full bloom yet, there's still a lot of green, but definitely fall here. All right, well, I will be back to you as soon as I find out what's going on. We'll plug into it and see what the code is, but first I'm going to do a visual inspection, make sure something simple like a spark plug wire off or something. But at any rate, we'll commence to getting this thing unloaded. Just drive right off here.
Huh? What you see here, folks, is a car coming off a trailer that who knows what's happened to it, but it does not sound healthy. So it's about to get a workout. See what is wrong with her. Stay tuned. Well, that can't be good.
Well, it might be in a bad injector. Like I said, won't know until I get plugged in, but you need to, you know, get your stuff transferred and so forth, and I got to get the tractor out of the garage and so forth, so then I'll park the trailer. So all right, we'll be back to you when we got more on her, but she's off the trailer, so missing and running rich. So doing just a visual inspection. We'll plug into it and check it out. Well, greetings everyone, I'm back. I did a visual inspection of everything there. Spark plug wires, vacuum hoses, make sure all that's on. Look for any possible, arcing from spark plug wires to ground or anything like that. Like I said, it's got a dead miss in it. However, I suspect there might be a fueling issue or something to that effect, because it's dumping raw fuel. I mean, it's got a dead miss, don't get me wrong, but yeah, let's get in here and see what we can determine. Let me set you up here. I don't know how well this will work, but get this tripod set up here and maybe you can see what I'm doing. I'm hoping, but we'll plug my monitor in. Well, okay, we're getting power. Diagnosis. And we can try the automatic selection, but this is old enough, it probably won't pick it up. Maybe it will. Hey, it did. All right. Okay. So, if we go down here and we select M, okay. Yeah, PO 300, engine misfire detected. Yeah, I know that. But yeah, well, that's not real helpful, because the PO 300 doesn't tell you which cylinder is misfiring. Well, all right. Well, let's go back. Let's go to data display, engine data. Okay. Barometric is showing, map sensor showing voltage. Both oxygen sensors are showing. Okay. The ignition's only showing 11.4 volts, huh? Well, okay. Let's start it up. Have to open that door here in a moment. Since this field trim's not actually showing anything yet, it is showing crank and camshaft sensor, and it's showing EGR shut off. Pretty high pulse width on the injectors. Well, I think we're going to have to go the old standby way of figuring out what's going on. Interesting. Well, believe it or not, it's freaking starting to come out of it. So we either gotta... It's still idling. Dang, it's rich. It's still misfiring. It's got one dead cylinder somewhere. Now, is it spark? Oh man, she's rich. Gotta open this up here. Ooh, right there, right there. Missing, but I don't know, folks. I'm gonna have to see if I can find my spark tester. somewhere. Well, I'm back. I couldn't find my spark tester, so having to use my timing light. We're just going to plug onto every wire and see if we can see a misfire. Now, this is a rapid fire because these coils spark twice during revolution. So I'm looking for one that is quite erratic and so forth. Don't seem to be any that one so far. Oh, really? There she is. Not firing. Hasn't fired. Alright, see folks, that's not firing. Alright. Well, now, is it not firing because of the spark plug wire or not firing because of the spark plug? So, let's see where it goes. It goes right there to that one. So, if we pull this one off to there, set that up there. I can tell you this much, that spark plug wire don't want to come off. And of course I got it nice and warm. Oh, it's toasty. Got her. All right. Well, let's get the ohmmeter out. We'll see how many ohms is resistance are in the wire. Should be about 7,000 ohms per foot. That line is about 3 foot long, so should be around 21,000 ohms or less. So get that in there. Oh, helps to jerk the power on. My bad. Now let's first see if we're getting anything today. Yep. All right. It's a little light. It's actually showing 1,320 ohms. That seemed a little light, but it does have resistance, so in all reality it should be firing. So next thing is pulling that spark plug out and see if that spark plug gave up the ghost. So we'll see if the spark plug gave up the ghost here. See if the spark plug gave up the ghost. And pull that dang spark plug. Well, it's not wet. Looks like electrode's missing. It has fired in the past. Well, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to check the resistance in this spark plug. That's what we're going to do. So that's fine. If you see me let go of it real quick, it's hot. Okay, so 4,066 ohms. So in all reality, the wire testing all right, the spark plug testing all right, that should be firing. So now we're looking toward the coil pack, which on this particular car, as you'll see there, it's been firing. So this has got 4,600 ohms in it. The wire's got a little over 1,000 ohms in it, which little, in my opinion, a little low. But if you'll notice on this 3100 here, these coil packs here, there's 3 of them. They each fire 2 cylinders. Now, I did not, and I probably will, stick this back in, which after looking at the gap, she needs some spark plugs. But at any rate, I'll hook on to, because this one wasn't firing as you saw on the timing light. If the other one's not firing, that comes off that coil pack, we already tested the other 2 coil packs. That's what we did there with the other. If it's not firing off the other side of that coil pack itself is bad. So let me real quick stick this back in. We're going to stick this spark plug back in. We'll plug the boot back on it. guess what? No fire. Now if I go to that one, unless I lost ground. Oh, must have lost ground. We lost ground there. That's what it was. Alright. Now if I go to that one. Hey, guess what? Very intermittent. See that? Alright. I think we know what the problem is. Got a cold pack there. Alrighty, folks. Boy, that makes that rich. All right. So, in this particular setup, this coil pack here in this setup, the center one, is not firing properly. So, wasn't firing that spark plug, and it wasn't firing this spark plug. So, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start disassembly, and when I get it apart and so forth, I'll bring you back and show you what I found. We should be able to test that coil pack, but when you mount it on, I think it plugs in, so I have to dismount it before I can actually test the coil. But with it misfiring like it was on just those two cylinders, and the intermittent on the other cylinder, I would say that coil pack is gone. That's just a guess at this point, but we'll test it when we get it apart. Thanks for watching, and more to come. Well, I'm back, folks. Got the center coil section out, and I compared the two, and I don't know, they're testing out about the same. If you go the coils themselves are testing out about the same. This is the known good one. This is about 2.5 ohms or something like that. This is the one we just took off of the see. The coils themselves are testing out about the same, which is making me question it, but since we got it off, I guess we'll go ahead and change it and see what happens. Well, we're back. I changed that coil pack, and it's idling fine right now. It's not missing at all. You come back here, I'm sure you can hear this in the hear that in the mic. I mean, I do need to go right out there and get some spark plugs because the one I pulled out, so I need to get that spark plug wired on this way too. But I'm not going to grab a hold of it with it running. I've been excited one too many times. Anyway, well, evidently that coil was a problem. Because it's sitting here running and pulling pretty good right now. So, well, I think I'm going to run out here to the parts store and get a good set of spark plugs and shut this off before it gets too warm. So the front ones are easy to change. It's the back ones that are the slightly pain to change. So yeah. Oh, the boot just rolled a little bit, that's all. Yeah, because the back ones are back here, and you got to go back down here, and you got to go in behind the alternator, or pull the alternator off, or that. But these three right here are easy to change, or fairly easy. The big thing is that tight area there is getting them spark plug wire boots off. Even though I put dielectric grease on the boots when I stuck it together, after many thousands of miles, they kind of wears out and melts out and shit, so it doesn't stay in there. Alright folks, well, we found the problem. So evidently this coil pack, even though it tests alright, is bad. So, well, I still got two more. Alright, I think we'll get rid of that one. I just thought maybe it's a module because that tested out good, but nope, just changing the coil pack, it took care of the miss. So folks, we'll be back to you when it gets more exciting when I go to change them spark plug wire or spark plugs. Talk to you later. As you heard earlier, it's running pretty good, but it did need some spark plugs. Here's one of them. You can see the center electrode there is still there. This is the one of the ones that was not firing at all, but it wasn't because of the spark plug, because the spark plug tests out and it's got resistance in the center coil. But I knew that this ignition system would fire that gap, even if it wasn't, you know, if it was doing all right. So, and it was, because I mean, you can see it had been firing, even though not real well. But at any rate, we did learn a little bit more about that coil, even though I tested it earlier and had resistance. I just was messing around with it and flipped it back over and retested it, and between the towers there is no, it's not got any, it's not showing any continuity, which these towers are connected to a coil or to a winding in there, which when the magnetic field collapses, that's what fires the spark plugs, and these are linked together because they fire continuously. And so that explains why we didn't have any fire coming out of that coil, and that's why when we changed the coil pack, it runs all right. Well, I went out to get some spark plugs. I was really trying to get the E3s, but they didn't have any. Neither one of the part stores that were open had them in stock, so I checked around and ended up with some NGKs. So, which before we install them, we're going to check them out, make sure that we got continuity on the center coil. So get my stuff moved around here, and I think you can see it there. These here NGK Platinum, G Platinum. At any rate, so should be some resistance in the middle here. I got it on the 20,000 ohm scale. We'll go up from there if necessary. Oh, good. So 5,060 ohms on that one, which in all reality, since it comes down the same assembly line, they ought to be the same. I bet you don't find that on a 5,004. That's good. I'm going to check a set of ACs, see if they are even close to the same on a set of ACs. Alright, 5100, which I'm good with that too. They're all within a few ohms of each other. Well, I'm going to stick a little bit of anti-seize on every one of them before we stick them back in, because this is an aluminum head, and just want to make sure they come back out next time they need to be pulled. Hopefully it's not me, but even if it's not me, my daughter's car, I want somebody to be able to get them spark plugs out. So got some anti-seize, and but if you'll notice here, just for now, I was messing around with this. If you shake this just right, you get continuity between these. But I don't know if you can see that, but right now there's nothing there. See, there's no continuity between those two. And it's not the meter, because if you do this, then you got, so that's why this coil pack is bad. It's not the coil that's in there that supplies the magnetic field. It is what goes to the towers. It's shot. So that explains why I know there was a misfire. At any rate, so we'll get these Bosch out of here that were in it, that I put in it 60-some thousand miles ago. Really only one bad on that set, but well, I don't know, I haven't been to the back yet. Told my daughter I probably wouldn't do that till tomorrow. Not exciting getting back there. I mean, yeah, I can take the wishbones loose and roll the motor forward, but it still only gives you a certain amount of room. It's just fun, just exciting. Let me see if I can tell you what, I'll just bring you back when I actually get the spark plugs back in. I mean, I just got to. Well, I hooked back up and cleared the code, but as you can tell, starts right up, purrs. pretty smooth. I haven't changed the back spark plugs yet. I will, but I think we found the problem and solved the problem, and just gonna do a little bit of maintenance and go ahead and change out the spark plugs. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm back here again. I decided to go ahead and change the back three on the Lumina here today. Old Dad's garage is up and running again, apparently. At any rate, I fought and decided to ended up having to take the coil pack off so I could reach down in there. I could not get the boots to pull off. Fought like the dickens to get the boots to release. So that means I got to check all the wires. It's a good thing I went ahead and decided to change them all. The gap's pretty wide on these, and of course the center electrodes kind of burn off on that one. That one still's there. Don't know if you can see that, but two of the three back ones are pretty bad, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna check all the wires I pulled off like I did the front ones, so make sure that they're going to be all right, and get put it back together. Had this bolts down with 4 bolts, but you got to take the vent solenoid hoses loose and so forth, so you can get down here to, because the vent solenoid sits on the back here, mounts to the back, and you gotta get to that stud. And of course, leave it GM. They put 10mm headed bolts on the front and 13 on the back. But I don't know if you can see down in there, but that's where they go, right down in there. And there's your bank 2 oxygen sensor. But alright, that's where I'm at. Got my other daughter coming out to see what's happening, I guess. Any rate, that's where we're at. I'm going to test some more wires here. What, are you taking off or something? Or?
Yeah, I'm taking Belly to go.
You're going to do what?
Take Belly to go.
Alright. Well, we're going to turn this on to the OTC on to 20,000 ohms. Love you. And we'll check and make sure these cables are gonna survive. Okay, that's 5,000 ohms, and that, so that one's good. Well, that one's a little higher than the rest. Actually, quite a bit higher than the rest. Most of them have been running 5 and 6. So, let's see what this one does. Like I said, I had a lot of trouble getting them off. Yeah, that one's 7, but that's the longest one. The middle one is the yeah, let's try something here. Yeah, that one quite a bit different than the rest, and it's not longer than the other. I think I'll see if I've got a good one. Just a little bit more than I expect for that short of wire. It's about double. So the wonderful thing of sticking her back together. Anyway, well, we'll get her back together and get her back to my daughter so she can have it back. I can get my Envoy back. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll bring you back when I get her going. Well, we got her back together here. Put the coil back in it. Hooked up the wires. Put the extra set I had of wires on it. So forth. Well, let's give her a start up and see how she does here. Oh well, I probably need to check. Need to plug into it, and we need to check the fuel trim after it goes into closed loop. So get down in here and that's all vital, and it's, you know, right there it's a negative number, so it's fueling a little bit, but it's not, it's getting close to zero. This thing runs good. I mean, it's smooth. See what she does in gear here. Well, I'd say she's good. No check engine light. No rattling, no carrying on, not missing anymore. Pull this out of the garage, and put the tractor back in here and close down Dad's garage here for a while. So, appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, comment. I've got a new video coming pretty soon. I'm getting ready to do a trip to a place that I've been wanting to go to for a while. Once I learned about it, we'll be taking off this coming weekend. I'll do a video on it if they'll let me video, which I'm sure they will. But it's going to be about a 6-hour drive, and we're just going to make it a weekend.